cap off the show, Disney Pixar's Luca was released on Disney Plus this past weekend, and it follows a strong friendship as it grows between two sea monsters and a human girl during the summer on the Italian Riviera. And I feel like I've talked a lot, Darius. Just tell us what you think.
Well, there's a reason why I also put it in my top 5, but I also said how I could easily swap this out with Wall-E, because it's like I really liked Luca a lot more than I thought I would. I thought some of the symbolical meanings they put in this film, or at least I interpreted, was absolutely really well done. When I say this movie is hysterical, I did not. I knew it was going to be a comedy. I didn't expect how funny this movie would be, related to just one character. But overall, I really, really love this movie. I like coming of age stories. I like the idea of taking this person who is maybe socially awkward or whatever, and them finding their own self and everything. And again, we've seen coming of age stories before, but I think with Luca, for some reason, I think him being a fish, the main character being, a sea creature, and it's not what it's in the trailers, I think that honestly solidified much of my thought in certain, even things that are going on in society today, that made me be like, this is so good. This is so great. I love what they're doing, and I think a lot of people probably won't see what I'm seeing, but if they do, I hope they take it to heart, because I absolutely adore this movie. This is, like I said, it's definitely one of my favorite Pixar films as well, because of just to some of the symbolical meanings, and I guess the idea of not everything also has to be a relationship or whatever, or, this sexual relationship is just a friendship,
Yep.
and again, that connects hard with me so much, because it's like, this is so, like I said, I absolutely love this movie. Joe, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that this movie has coming for it is its story. There's a lot going on in the story in terms, again, one of the things that this movie has going for it in its story is the coming of age aspect of it all. Again, I'm a sucker for coming of age stories. And when you mesh that with, again, the themes of friendship and acceptance or whatnot, you get something that it's weird. It feels very light, but at the same time, again, the more I think about the story, the more I admire it. It's simple, but at the same time, it has a lot going for it. It's very strange. The plot of this movie is definitely very minimalistic, to say the least. Again, most of it does feel like these two friends or really these three friends just coming together and just growing that bond with each other. And there's a sort of decathlon in the movie or whatnot. So, but it's one of those movies where the plot doesn't have very high stakes at all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's a simple charm to this film that the plot plays into. Again, it works well. Another thing the movie has working for it are the characters. Or should I say, most of the characters. The protagonists or whatnot, the three kids, even a lot of the adults, they're what they have going on with them in terms of their personalities, in terms of their backstories, insecurities. It all works very well. Their dynamics with each other are terrific. One character, and I think you may know who I'm talking about, that doesn't fit this bill is the villain. Holy shit. He was, I'm going to be honest, he was pretty bad. He was definitely among the worst Pixar antagonists that I've seen. But at the same time, he doesn't even come anywhere close to dragging down this film.
Honestly, the villain, I put in quotes, to me kind of just, I couldn't take him seriously, but at the same time, I like that aspect because I couldn't take him seriously. Because every time this dude was on screen, I can't stop laughing.
Which is, I mean, because here's the thing, I don't know if that's what they were going for.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know if that's what they were going for, but maybe I'm wrong. Another thing that separates this movie from a lot of other Pixar films is the animation.
Yes.
And I was doing a little bit of reading on this. This film was the animation for this film was inspired by both hand-drawn and stop motion animation, and as well as like the films of Hayao Miyazaki. And just the film overall was inspired. The director of the film was Enrico Casarosa, and this movie was inspired by his childhood growing up in Genoa, Italy. And as someone, again, I'm Italian on both sides, very proud of it. I appreciated like the certain details that came into play when it came to creating this world. So, and again, just a direct quote from him, this film pays homage to Federico Fellini and other classic Italian filmmakers with a dash of Miyazaki in the mix too, which the more I think about it, that's an interesting blend. That's a really interesting blend. That's not a direction that I think a lot of people would go in. What'd you think of the voice performances? Because overall, I thought they were pretty strong.
I thought they were great. I mean, Jacob Tremblay, honestly, I think I liked him in Good Boys. I really did. He was great. There's almost an innocence to him in that movie, but in this one, I feel that it even was much stronger here, and I thought he was great as the main character of Luca. I absolutely adored Jack Dylan Grazer's character as Alberto. That kid, he's a good actor, honestly, and I got to give it to him. He's been knocking it out of the park for me personally. Again, all the voice actors, even the villain, absolutely love.
Yeah. So now, one thing I think Disney and Pixar kind of screwed up with, and again, I don't know whose fault this is. This movie went directly to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Like, it did not get a theatrical release, went straight to Disney Plus, and I'm trying to figure out why. Because there have been other movies that have come out within the last few months that have gone through with their theatrical releases. Why wasn't Luca one of them? Because honestly, this one should have been in theaters. Given everything that this movie has going on, especially visually, that's something that should have been seen on a big screen. And I don't know how much.
No, I agree. As I was watching it, I was like, why is this not on the big screen? Why did they put it to Disney Plus? I mean, I have a pretty decently sized TV at home, but like seeing this in like a theater, would be like, oh my god, like this would be even more impactful for me personally. But I also have to give it one more thing as well: the character models. What are your opinions on their fish forms?
Their fists?
Like, their sea monster forms, essentially. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said fists, like F-I-S-T,
no.
fish forms. I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah, because, again...
I thought just like how, again, like all the characters and everything animation-wise in this film, I thought was not only unique, but just all around spectacular.
Yeah, I agree. Like, especially their model designs, to me, I was watching, I'm like, I'm getting a sense of exoticness with, like, sea dragon and even almost taking the colors of the corals down below and just fusing it in it. I really love the character models. Because that, again, for me, that also was a big standout because it felt like a proper, almost mystical sea creature, and I really like that. But yeah, so I absolutely adore this movie. I love it. So I definitely recommend people to see it.
It was definitely worth the time spent. The movie I want to say is about an hour. It's like a little over an hour and a half. It's a very short film, and honestly, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. If you want like light, breezy entertainment, it's weird. If you want light, breezy entertainment disguised as something that has a lot going on, this is the movie for it.
Yep.
This doesn't feel. It's simple, but it's not shallow. Which again, kind of sounds like an oxymoron. Sounds like it's contradictory, but it's a very weird and unique feeling that this movie.
I think being simple and its plot and the story, I felt honestly helped the film a lot because it's like they can actually go a bit more in depth with the friendship between these two. And again, almost every scene felt important on multiple levels for each character on what they fundamentally want and want to believe in. And I really enjoy how the two main characters are attracted to one another in friendship-wise, but yet are so fundamentally different. And we see that tension.
Opposites
exactly.
attract.
And not only that, but we see that tension between them later on, but just again that power of that, when you're a kid in kindergarten and you're like the new kid in the in the school, but there's always going to be that one guy that just helps you out, or introduces you, that introduction, and is that magic of like, hey, this might be your new best friend or whatever. I thought was so great. But at the same time, as you guys grow and become one with yourself a bit more, you both have varying different interests that may not align all the time. And, you gotta go your separate ways sometimes. And again, I think Luca did it beautifully well, in my opinion. I thought it was paced excellently to the point where I did not feel like I was out of the movie at all. I was out of an animated Pixar film at all. A Pixar film, really. And Pixar has managed to keep the magic that they've been known for all these years. And I think Luca is definitely the latest one in that, for me personally.
Yeah. This is a movie where, like, going from when we first saw the trailer, because again, when that trailer first came out, I didn't really know too much about it, and then that first teaser like really wowed me. Coming from there to now here, that that journey, without sounding too pretentious, has definitely been worth it. I definitely enjoyed anticipating and then watching this film for sure. Did this movie wow me as such as other Pixar films? Honestly, no, but I think it's worthy of being in the Pixar lineup. And just out of curiosity for all you guys, again, you have to have had thoughts on Luca. The only way you don't is that if you don't have Disney Plus. And just another question, again, just for discussion, would you guys have seen it in theaters if it got a theatrical release? Now, again, there's a place to put your answers to all these questions, and that's in the comments section, whether it's on YouTube, again, whatever podcasting platform, social media. Again, don't be shy. Don't make me feel like I'm talking to a wall here. And just like that, episode 20, we made it through to episode 20. Another nice little milestone for Cinema Unchained. We made it through, and show's done. Don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to get all notifications, whether you're on Google Podcasts, Listen Notes, Stitcher, and so much more. And again, for the last time today, those social media pages that are in the description, they're there for a reason. And thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.